What's up? It's your boy, The Ted Smith. Thanks for listening to the Men's Room Daily Podcast. Want more? Check out the greatest podcast in all the land, The Podcast. Be sure to subscribe and listen to a brand new episode every Tuesday night.
Somebody out there deserves to be recognized. And the Men's Room knows just who it is. So to you, we say, bottoms up, sailor. You're the toast of our shot of the day.
Drink time it is, and as usual, we head to the drink desk and Steve Throwhill to find out who we're toasting.
Yes, indeed, and today we toast 29-year-old Colin O'Brien of St. Louis, Missouri. We just talked about him briefly, but like many people, Colin struck out on the major dating apps, and he says he was drained because it's exhausting, either trying to be funny or trying to be unique or trying to do anything to stand out among all the other single guys. Now, like I said, I saw his picture. He's not an ugly guy, but he's... Like, if there's some chiseled dude on there, he's not going to win that, essentially, right? But he started his own website called DateColinO'Brien.com. Yeah, and it's exactly what you think it is. It's a dating website, but he's the only dude on there for you to pick. I did it about 10 days ago. He put it on a Facebook group called Date Ideas and Things to Do in St. Louis. And they say the site is rather elaborate. He actually sells merchandise. There's a bio filled with honest information like his actual height, weight, tax bracket, his COVID vaccination that he got, his zodiac sign, his Harry Potter house, and his pros and cons. But he puts it all out there. Says, look, this is me. Now, the pros, according to him, includes his sense of humor, his love of tennis, and he has good regular hygiene. Now, the cons include his need to be liked by everyone. He also happens to be very bad at tennis. While he loves playing it, he admits, I suck at it. He's not particularly stylish, and he has a crippling fear of medical procedures. He put all this out there. Well, it worked. He's already heard from nearly 200 eligible women and has 13 dates lined up.
Good for him.
Yeah, man.
I just want one of his T-shirts.
That is the way. I might get a T-shirt for him. Just the fact that it worked. Like, man, good on you, right? I think it's brilliant.
Hopefully it works out.
I hope it does. Hey, man, 200 women contacted him. He's got 13 dates. I mean, the odds would say something fortunate is going to happen.
What do you say on your second date? It's going pretty well, but I've got 11 more after this, so we'll wait and see.
Right.
It's kind of like turning into The Bachelor.
It is, but I'll take it because, at least he did, the effort to put up a website.
It's a real website. It's just, he is your only option. It's like going to a restaurant. Today we have steak. Well, we have steak. And then he ends up getting some bites. So we pour this booze and we drink this booze because we think it's yummy.
Yummy!
So over the tongue and down the throat to party in our tummies. Down the hola bichola!
The Men's Room presents Profile This.
And Steve Throwhill, could you please tell everyone how Profile This is played?
I sure can, Miles. It's a simple game where we share with you a real-life news story, something that happened right here on planet Earth. And as you listen to the story, based on the stereotypes you believe to be true of people and the decisions that people make, we'll ask you what it is you think makes the story a story. Hello, Jesse. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hola, Cholas.
Hola. All right, Jesse, you understand how this here game is played?
Yep.
All right, and you know you have your choice of one of three stories. We have the wonderful world of drugs. We have Bite Me. In other words, what did someone find in their food? And finally, interior decorating, where you guess the foreign object that ended up on the inside of someone.
Let's go ahead and go with the wonderful world of drugs.
All right. Here is your story. A man went on a rampage at an auto body shop in what sheriff's dispatcher described as a case of, quote, excited delirium. In layman's terms, he was high out of his mind. Now, part of the incident was caught on surveillance camera. As employees watched in disbelief, a man in a black T-shirt took out his rage on a car at Dave's Auto Body. Surveillance video shows he was so aggressive, he even went after some of the employees, taking swings at them. Quote, he was just flipping out. He was crazy. That's according to the manager of the auto body shop. They say the heavyset man came into the office at Dave's Auto Body about 4:30 on a Wednesday afternoon. Right away, workers knew something about him, quote, wasn't right. They said, we've never seen him before. He was just really out of control, like he was on drugs or something. That's from a separate employee. Well, the attacker then picked up a chair, knocked over a toolbox, grabbed a sledgehammer. He stormed out to the parking lot, started pounding on a customer's Jag, denting the hood. They say he threw some stuff around, punched the car, kicked it. Employees say the guy was clearly under the influence of something and running around like he was out of his mind, mostly because he was running around out of his mind. Anyway, deputies responded and managed to arrest the man, but the question is, what drug was he on during his rampage? Was it meth, PCP, bath salts, or flakka? So meth, PCP, bath salts, or flakka?
That is a tough one. The first three is exactly what's going through my head. I used to work in an auto body shop, so I know how these guys get down around here.
Where was it at again?
I'm not sure what state it was in, to be honest with you.
All right.
Yep, I don't have that.
I think I'm going to go old-fashioned meth.
See, that was what I was thinking initially, but I was thinking really tough in between the meth and the PCP, but you had to throw bath salts in there, too, just to set me off.
Ted, what are you thinking?
I don't know why, but meth people freak out, but it might be PCP. I think meth, sometimes people are tripping on or tweaking. It's a little more just like robbery kind of stuff.
Less aggressive.
Yeah.
So you're going to go PCP. All right, Jesse, what are you thinking?
You know what? I'm just going to go with the head chef on this one and back him on the PCP.
Okay.
All right, we're doing PCP.
We're going to find out what this guy was on. Was it meth, PCP, bath salts, or flakka next?
That was a tease.
Back to the conversation. This is the men's room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Category is drugs on profile. This man went on a rage in an auto body shop while high. He took out his rage on a car out in the parking lot there, a Jaguar. Some of the employees as well. They said he was whacked out when he showed up. Question is, what was this guy on?
Whacked out.
Meth, PCP, bath salts, or flakka?
And that is a question we posed to you, Jesse. You said, look, man, I used to work in an auto body shop, and for whatever reason, if someone is floating on weird drugs, they come to visit you. Well, it turns out that's true everywhere. Now, Miles, you went good old-fashioned methamphetamine.
I did.
It was not methamphetamine.
Not methamphetamine.
Not methamphetamine. And, Jesse, you kind of went all over the place, but in the end, you agree with Ted and went PCP. I think the reason for that is obvious. Seems like most of the time people are flying on PCP. They get real bold and violent. However, it was not PCP this time. Nor was it bath salts. It was, in fact, flakka.
No kidding. I'm still not
flakka.
sure which one that is.
I'm not sure, but it seems like most of the stories that I see that involve flakka are roughly the same as this. So it seems like flakka and PCP, as far as how people behave, kind of interchangeable. Bath salts, it would be this, but then like they bit someone.
Jesus. Now for all TV news all the time, time for TV Time with Ted.
And now, because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box, the Men's Room presents TV Time with Ted.
Tell you what, there was a big weekend sports-wise in the city.
Yeah, no doubt, man.
Right? 'Cause you had the Mariners at home. Mike, I know it didn't go well. By the way, for the record, Mike, if you want to be mad at anybody, be mad at me. All right, I did it again last week.
What did you did?
I rarely talk about the Seattle Mariners. I'm not the biggest baseball fan anymore. I still like baseball. I'll cheer for the Mariners.
But we should be able to walk through the Royals, didn't you?
On the Megacast last week, I brought him up, and I think I even said to Miggs, like, I shouldn't bring it up. I think every time I try to compliment the Mariners, they go on a losing streak.
But you did it anyway.
I did. I had faith in them, and I was wrong.
And they tried their best to give up that sweep, too.
Yeah. But no, it was a big weekend in town. The Seahawks were playing Saturday night. I think the only disappointing thing was the PA announcer. But that's a whole other story. No, good time. And I forgot about the Mariners game. I went down there. It's like, holy cow, it is packed down here. And then Sunday, you had the Rain taking on the Portland Thorns.
Right.
Then you had the Seattle Sounders FC taking on the Timbers. Good job, Rain.
Yeah. Woo! Way to go.
Sounders?
It happens. It happens. It happens to everybody, fellas. Don't be embarrassed.
That's why it's a rivalry.
And by the way, the Seattle Rain, they broke the attendance record for professional women's soccer in the U.S.
Nice.
Just over 27,000.
That's very cool.
You know what made it even better? You know who held the record before that? Portland. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to explain to people, like, Saturday night, like, how crazy that stadium was going to be the next day. And they were like, what do you mean? I was like, look, if you care about soccer in any form or shape in this area, and you're from this area, you know one thing. You hate Portland.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not saying you got to really dislike the city. But when it comes to their sport, well, it's just soccer. Because I'll cheer for the Blazers here and there. But
yeah, me too.
When it comes to soccer, like, nah, the hell with them. I don't even feel bad.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, I know. But that was a pretty cool event, and I think it was cool how they did it. You could go in. You went. There was bands and stuff there too during the intermission.
You had about an hour 45 to get out of the stadium. Where they went wrong was they did not anticipate that 80% of the people in the stadium wanted to just step outside.
Yeah,
and there were 2 different exits you could do it. They had maybe 3 people because they had to scan your ticket to know that you'd come out.
Correct.
And then scan to come back in. I waited there. I did not have enough time to make it out.
Oh.
To be able to get back in. Like, we waited in line, and all I wanted to do was smoke a cigarette.
I was going to say, especially for the smokers, that's brutal.
You know, you find a way to overcome.
All right.
I know what you mean.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of smokers, let's see. James Corden, he was videotaping some stuff for his show where him and Camila Cabello and Billy Porter and is it India Menez?
Yeah,
She's a singer. She's in that commercial. Mike, help me out.
You mean Idina Menzel?
Idina Menzel.
Oh, the
Frozen chick.
Yeah, Frozen face.
Oh, I always wonder when I see her singing, like on that commercial. I'm like, how should I know you? But she doesn't have pop songs.
She doesn't have pop songs. She was huge on Broadway. None of us.
I knew her from Wicked fame.
I only know this because of that goddamn movie Frozen, but because she blew up as a result of that song. So I guess she was huge on. Like, if you knew Broadway, you knew who she was. And they mentioned something about Wicked. That's the only reason I know her. And she seems very nice, but every time I see her, I hate her. Just because of that song.
All right. Well, they were dressed up like Cinderella characters. James was a fuzzy mouse onesie. So they're dancing around Let's Get Loud, Jennifer Lopez song. And basically, like, it seems like they just stopped traffic. But the real story here is that somebody handed James Corden a blunt and he took a hit.
Nice. Yeah, good for him.
Yeah. I'm assuming that'll probably be on the Late Late Show. Maybe, or you know what? It might be on this week because he's like the only nighttime host that's actually live.
Okay.
And that movie is comes out on Amazon Prime on Friday. I don't know. I don't think people in James Corden is. It seems like he's slowly losing people. Like, I've heard he isn't the friendliest.
Sure.
And then, like, after a while, it's like, all right, I get it. You're dancing. You're a Broadway guy. Like, stop hip thrusting.
Right.
Now, the fact that he hit a blunt, somebody ran
That
up.
helps.
Right.
Oh, okay.
I get there's Delta and stuff, but it's hard not to.
Yeah.
Plus, for whatever reason, like, joints are joints and people smoke weed. A blunt to me is for sure the one vessel where, like, you don't have to be part of the crew smoking it. That was always my thing. Like, smell like somebody smoking a blunt.
Yeah.
And somebody like, do you want to hit the blunt? Yes.
Yeah, blunts are
That's why I said that.
That's exactly why I yelled that.
I just said that.
Like, I'm not mad. I'm not angry. It's like you just like enough in the blunt culture. You just have to acknowledge. Smell like somebody smoking a blunt.
It's equivalent to ringing the doorbell. It doesn't mean you're going to answer the door, but you know I'm standing outside waiting.
Right. Well, and when I lived in Belltown, and I would walk out to my alley a lot, there was plenty of opportunities.
Oh,
on
God,
the weekends. Yeah. Everybody was in there. Some sad news. Ed Asner. A lot of people will know him from TV stuff. He was on Lou Grant, and he was in Pixar's Up, but he died. Now, he was 91.
Right.
So I don't think this is shocking for anybody, but he was Lou Grant on Mary Tyler Moore Show from 1970 to 77. Then he played the same character, Lou Grant, from 77 to 82. I mean, you might know him from Up or this or that. You know him from a bunch of stuff.
You know him for more things than you know. Because as he got on in age, he did a lot more voiceover stuff.
Correct.
People said he was a really good guy, too. He was somebody that people liked.
Yeah. Astor played Santa and Elf, and then he played, he was actually just in Cobra Kai playing Johnny's stepfather.
What's it? Oh, yeah.
Because Johnny's rich.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. God damn, you're right.
But he's always screwing up stuff.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So that was
he cut him off and, wouldn't give any more money or something.
Yeah, and he's like, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
Last time I wrote this check to get you out of my life. Like, why are you here?
I don't know anybody that's actually happened to, but that seems like a very TV or movie kind of thing.
Are you getting cut out of the family?
Like, did somebody pay you to get cut out? I know plenty of people that have been cut out of their families.
Right.
But they didn't get paid for it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, depending on the family. Like, all right, I hear your offer.
Yeah, that's the big difference, right? Like, some people just aren't cool with their family, which I get. There's a bunch of different issues. But it's like, you're going to pay me? And there's some family members I don't talk to on my mom's side. Like, I didn't get a dime. I just don't like them.
For me, it's like getting suspended with pay. You know, what do I have to do to make that happen? Because, I can't come to work, but you're going to pay me to not, like, what do I have to do? Doesn't count against vacation. Like, that's a deal. I would pull that off the table. I would not have that as a thing.
Well, look, that's what you always say, right? That's where, like, suspension in school is, like, suspended. It's like, all right, cool, I'm at home. But then they were, like, in-school suspension. You're
That's
like,
different.
oh.
Well, that's the thing. When I kept not going to school, like, first they suspended me. And I'm like, so my punishment for not coming to school is that I get to stay home. I'm like, okay, I can live with this. Then they finally expelled me. And I was like, okay. Again, this requires me to continue to not do the thing I've been trying to avoid doing. All right. Now, my parents felt different, that for sure. But for me, I'm like, okay, my punishment is to continue to do what you've been doing, which is not come to school. And the lesson I'm learning is what exactly?
Yeah, that's the punishment.
Okay. You're not going to clean your room. Go to your room. I mean, okay.
I know. That's a weird thing, too. Nowadays, like, people have, like, gaming systems and stuff in their room. Like, is it even a punishment to send a kid to his room?
No, they'd rather be up there anyway.
You got to send them to a different room.
Yeah.
Sit in the dining room. And now there's nothing there. You know,
Yeah.
but you send them to their room. It's like all of their crap is in their room. That is a great place to go.
Or you got to take the phone.
Oh, God. It's amazing what kids will do.
Yeah.
Do I need to take the phone? Oh, God, no. No, I'll rob a bank and give you money.
I'll get on my tablet.
Anything.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, look, even
I'll paint the
adults,
house and kill a man. Just please.
adults do it. I'm guilty of it, right? Sometimes, like, not this, like, a couple weekends ago, I did it myself. I was laying in bed, like, in the morning. Now, I should have been up hours before that, but I just laid there, watching TikTok videos, scrolling through Twitter, reading stories.
Right.
So it's like, right. So if you punish somebody and put them in a room and they have a phone, they're going to be fine.
They're fine.
Take the phone. Now it's old school. You just got to stare at that
Now you
wall.
got to get up.
Yeah. Do stuff. Let's see. We all remember Carol Baskins.
Of course.
If you don't remember her, let me help you out. That bitch, Carol Baskins, as she was often referred to on Tiger King. Well, she got control of Joe Exotic Zoo in California, in Oklahoma, under the condition that it couldn't be a zoo. So she sold it. Basically, she sold it, but it came with a few stipulations. The property cannot be used as a zoo or house or house exotic animals for 100 years.
All right.
100. Okay.
Right. So if you buy it, the owners can't name any business on the property after Tiger King. So basically, you can't name it the GW Zoo. That's what it was. Joe's name, or even the words tiger or big cat. So like they're just like, look, you could buy the.
You're buying the land.
You could buy the land. You could buy the property. You just can't like. There's so much.
Can't make
off of
money
this
off those mulleted people.
Yeah.
Which is fair. I mean, I don't know how Carol Baskins, like, I guess she got control of it, but like Joe Exotic is not a good person.
No.
Yeah. And like it doesn't appear as he really was that all about those animals.
No.
When you watch part of it, they were like, he was scared
They
asses.
should have made it a rescue.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just thinking that's probably involving exotic animals.
Well, yeah.
So
Correct.
Yeah.
I mean,
We
that's
don't rescue exotic animals. Just all we have nothing but goats and dogs.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the weird thing, too, with that. When you remember Tiger King, like, he has a zoo and Carol Baskins has a rescue. Like, I just look at it as like, right, but at the end of the day, it just sucks. You have these giant cats stuck in cages.
Right.
Yeah, it's kind of the same thing in there.
Right.
You want to rescue an animal? Fly back to Africa. Dump it where they live.
Especially because the tiger be like, I'm from India.
Yeah, whatever.
Where the hell am I?
Go wherever.
Jesus Christ, man.
You're right, Miles. If you drop a tiger off in Africa, he's dead.
No, you don't know, man. Crazy
Or-
stuff could happen. You get ligers everywhere.
I think that might be what happens. Ooh, who's that orange stripe man over there? Yeah.
Is that the Exxon guy?
I do agree. Or is it the one from the breakfast cereal?
Oh, yeah, you is great. Come on.
That was great.
Show me some of that fuzzy candy cane.
You think a tiger's got a red?
I don't know. You think it still has like the pattern going around it?
Yeah, you never met me. Jesus.
Looks like a barber's pole.
You haven't met me before, girl, but
Nays on his back says the barbershop's open.
right. Maybe you should put on some lipstick.
Thank you, Tim. We appreciate it. You are listening to The Men's Room.
Room returns with Miles and Thrill. Now, let's see what's happening in the real world.
All right, here we go to Ireland, where the country is under attack by, quote, sex-crazed randy spiders.
Cool.
The size of your hand. We head to Georgia, where a woman is arrested for dialing the rotary phone while lying on the sand. 5-year-old girl bit on the face by venomous snake at a Russian petting zoo. Honolulu police criticized for buying a canine unit that never has to poo. And in Southern California, where a mountain lion drags a 5-year-old kid around the lawn, and it's time for your headline.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. Here's my car.
Top story, we go to Georgia, where a woman got in trouble on the beach. She was caught by a witness as she laid out on a towel on the beach and removed a long phallic object from her backpack. The witness recorded as she used said object to have at herself, as it were, and could even hear her audibly enjoying herself.
Oh, yeah.
After about 5 minutes, the woman cleaned up her belongings and left, but the damage was done. The witness handed the evidence over to police, who tracked her down and arrested her. She admitted the act, but said that she didn't know anybody had seen her. Not to mention that it took her 20 seconds as far as what she was really
completion.
doing. That's right.
20 seconds.
20 seconds. And again, the entire thing was 5 minutes. So who is sitting there by their window just like, I wonder who's going to do it. I know it's going to happen. I'm waiting for it. And she took 5 minutes to get there, set up, do her due, and then leave. Clean up and everything.
Right.
You know, I'm not saying public masturbation is something that should be encouraged, but
You don't need to go to the cops with
she
it.
thought that it was secluded. She thought that she was just having a very lovely time out on the beach. Let's go easy, shall we? In other news, nobody moved to Ireland anytime soon. Reports coming in that the country is bracing itself for an invasion of massive spiders. These spiders are about the size of your fist and can move at speeds of up to 60 miles an hour. It said that they can go from 0 to 60 in half a second.
No.
What's worse, they're invading the area due to a mating season. So the local officials are reminding people that these massive, sex-crazed, creepy crawlies are more afraid of us than we are of them, and they do good for the ecosystem.
Whatever.
If it ends up in my house, it's going to die.
It's dead. I get it. It's dead.
Man, because this is right around the time those wolf spiders start showing up. And those big sons of bears, man, they don't last long in my house. They're totally fine. If you're getting rid of the other bugs, you bet. You just go ahead and do it somewhere where I can't see you.
What's up? Hey, we're getting close to spider season here, too.
Oh, no.
Right.
That's the name of the game. Just be somewhere I can't see you,
That's what
friend.
I'm saying, man. The Hawk household does not tolerate squatters. If you're in here and you're not paying rent, I'm just going to go ahead and smash your ass.
You can watch one of my streaming services when I'm asleep. I don't care. I just don't want to see you.
Just make yourself scarce when I'm around.
That's it.
I don't care how inconvenient it is for you. I don't want to see you.
Because you will die.
I went through it like a week or two ago. Like I was somewhere, there was a snake. I was paralyzed in fear.
Oh, God.
Then I was at somebody's house. There was a spider. I was like, yeah, whatever. Like, like, the spiders just don't bug me. No pun intended.
Over in Pennsylvania, local police are investigating an interesting find. It was reported by a citizen out walking his dog when he came upon a taxidermy rhinoceros head that had been abandoned. Officers checked with the local conservation authority on the legality of owning the piece. As of now, they still have no idea who could be the owner.
That's a weird one.
That is a weird one. Not to mention just having a rhinoceros head. I wonder if this wasn't a project that he was going to go deliver to somebody else and it just ended up dropping out. I can't imagine other than you're dropping off or you're picking up the rhinoceros head as to why it would be anywhere.
I have no idea.
Out in the open. That'd be a pretty fun find out walking your dog, though.
Yep.
All of a sudden,
Is
you're
that
just
a goddamn rhinoceros? Like, it's a real rhinoceros.
Let me take 5 minutes here. Is this legit a rhinoceros? All right. Well, then let's go to the authority. And that is it for your headlines. With that, Mike Hawk is out.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate it. More Men's Room on the way with the Men's Room Happy Hour exclusively on the Odyssey app. We'll see you in literally like a minute.
Yes, indeed. It's all true. In the meantime, we be all about this bitch for 90 seconds. So until then, please do what you do best. And for Aletha's sake, stay beautiful.
The Men's Room has been taped before a live studio audience. Wardrobe and makeup provided by Mantastic Limited. This has been a presentation of the Men's Room Radio Network. Oh, man! A Double Flush production.